before. And then also events, so whether it's conferences or just things that, day-long events rather than individual lessons that lots of people can come to. We'll have that as well. And then more types of resources. So you'll be able to upload things like PDFs. So if there's actual, a useful document for a particular subject, or a handbook or whatever it might be, you'll be able to upload those as well. So far we haven't had that capability. We've just had videos and images and so on. So those are basically the things that are coming. And the agenda today is basically divided up into like sort of three of those things in terms of the requirements that you want us to build into those things. So we're really, as I say, here to listen to get your feeling as to how we should build these things so as they're most useful to you. And there's lots of different angles on this, so it's not going to be that there's just one answer to this, and we've got to try and build the system so it's as flexible as possible to be able to take on board all kinds of different adult learning, because that's what we're really in the business of, is trying to promote adult learning, try and get people to learn for the love of it, basically, and that's all kinds of different subjects. There's all kinds of different ways that people do that, and so we've got to build a very flexible resource that people can find and hopefully find useful, and that will hopefully bring them more opportunities to learn stuff. We are around all day today, obviously. I'll just get the team to stand up over here. So we've got Andy is over there. Andy's one of the co-founders of School of Everything, Andy Gibson. Pete is here in the middle. And Pete's our kind of chief geek, and we call him CTO, Chief Technology Officer, which is very grand. And then Claire is here. And you might want to try and Bagsy one of Claire's business cards because they're very good. I won't tell you why. But if you can't grab one of us today for whatever reason, we're always happy to answer emails. Just hello@schooloferything.com. We're always watching that email address, and we'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can. And just give us a call whenever you want. We're it's generally office hours, but just give us a call and let us know if there are things that you think we should know about, or things that you want to give us feedback on, or whatever it might be. So there you go. That's a brief bit of background to School of Everything, how we came to be here, and what we're going to be doing in broad strokes over the next few weeks. So I think we're going to do a bit of Q&A now, if there's questions on what I've said so far, and then we'll segue into the first of the sessions to try and get your ideas. Yeah.
Two questions. First of all, the rating system that you've got on your existing site, that would be exactly the same as on the new part of the site, the UK spelling.
Yeah, we think so, yeah. Unless there are reasons why you can come up with why we should change it.
Okay. I think it's, we're used to using that kind of system. I think it's very accessible.
We actually resisted having kind of 5 stars for quite a while, but then we realised everybody understands 5 stars. Yeah. It's really strange, so we put it in.
The second part of the question, one of the things is that I'm quite interested in, because it's quite daunting if you're not particularly confident to go to a new group. Is there any mechanism that you've built in or could build in around peer support, somebody actually being an ambassador who would, maybe have a conversation with somebody and meet them at the thing and integrate them into the learning?
Yeah, there's nothing specific in the kind of technology that does that, but we know that people quite often have conversations with people before they go along to individual lessons and classes. And also one of the things that's happened with the feedback is that because you can see who's given the feedback, you can get in touch with them as well through the site. You can email the person who's given the feedback and ask them if you've got further questions. So that's already in there. Yeah.
Just one note from that question really. Joe Fernio from Union Learning at TUC. Talking about mentors and peer support. We've got 23,000 Union Learning representatives who offer that role we've just been spoken about.
Yeah.
The initial contact with organisations are usually through the Union Learning representative. So that sort of mechanism where Union Learning representative could do the initial contact would be really useful for us.
So that people could sort of see the Union Learn representatives on the site in relation to a particular
And then the Union Learn rep would follow through with it. We've got a similar mechanism at the moment with the Adult Advancement Service on their advice site, you know, which sort of offers advice on careers and courses.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Sorry, let's go.
The postcode search.
Yep.
How far out can you put a distance on the postcode?
It's quite fuzzy because we have very different densities of content and teachers, and I guess with courses as well around a particular sort of postcode. What we do is basically the things that are nearest to, and then it expands as you scroll through the pages. It gets further and further away from the postcode. But for some postcodes, you find that actually there's not that much very, very close to the postcode. So you can't actually, at the moment, you can't set the distance yourself. The system does it based on how much content there is that's near that postcode.
Just one quick thing to add to Juliet's first question and Joe's point about the Community Learning Champions, which is another one of the Learning Revolution, projects, that they would be ideally placed, that for people that this is a complete learning is a completely new concept to them. Their job is to build people's confidence about, visiting the site and going along to places, meeting new people who wouldn't otherwise have done. So there's scope there too, I think.
Can I go back to the postcode thing? Sorry, you've got a regional search as well. If you were on a county that obviously is in the edge of a region, and so the course may be 5 miles away, but it's in a different region.
Yes.
Presumably that's not going to limit just the region then.
No. So the thing I should have said before we had this region and postcode search, the way that School of Everything worked was actually around place names. So there's a point for every place name. We use technically we use this database that's called GeoNames, which basically matches place names to a point on a map. And so if you search, and still on Google, if you search an actual place name, you're most likely to come to the page on School of Everything that is close to that place name. So you would actually only probably use the postcode and region search if you come to the School of Everything homepage and you're navigating the site that way. But actually very, very few people do that at the moment. Most people come to us sort of deep into the site onto a page that is relevant to whatever place it is that they're looking for. So for example, if they were looking for, I don't know, Ipswich particularly, then they would come to the page that is yoga lessons in Ipswich, rather than coming to the homepage and having to find Ipswich through the regions and all that kind of thing. I noticed, for example, on our regions thing that Hereford, shows up in both the Midlands and in Wales on our search and things like that. There's going to be little bugs like that in the thing, but most people, I think, will be able to find where they're looking for.
It's Marion Morley, Ladies Association of British Barbershop Singers. Sorry, it's a bit of a mouthful. Would our organisation be eligible to be included? Because, the Odd Club does the Learning to Sing course, but mainly we go along every week and we rehearse, and we're actually learning all the time. So, they're not sort of like lessons, but just by being there and singing with a chorus, you actually learn an awful lot. So
absolutely.
Would that be
absolutely? That kind of sort of peer learning as well. So things like book groups or singing groups or choirs or whatever. We're completely into that sort of learning as well as the sort of more come along to this class and it will cost this amount of money and it will be at this time. So, and the system is, I think, quite well suited to that as well.
Thank you.
Hang on, let me try this side of this.